Alex Reid is Britain's most famous cage fighter, a front-page tabloid celebrity.
Oh my God.
Better known recently for his famous wife and winning Celebrity Big Brother than for knocking out opponents.
This is a slugfest, ladies and gentlemen!
5 years ago, he was one of the best mixed martial artists in the country, but he's lost his last 6 MMA fights, and people say he's lost his edge.
Everyone's saying, what's Alex Reid done lately? Who's he for? He's no good.
Now Alex is aiming to silence his fight critics.
I want to be the best. I want to be a competitor. I want to win.
He wants to revive his career as a mixed martial artist, and he's going to do it by taking on the best middleweight fighter in the UK, Tom Kong Watson.
The reality of it is, you'll get knocked out and your career's over.
If Alex wins, he'll be king of the cage.
When I beat Tom, all of a sudden the reputation is back. He's not just Katie Price's boyfriend. I have to win this.
If he loses, his career as a fighter could be over. In his quest for victory, Alex will travel across 3 continents, immersing himself in the toughest fighting techniques the world has to offer. He'll learn new kicks, new throws, and new punches that'll surprise his bitter rival, Watson.
Everything in my life banks on this fight.
Succeed or fail, for Alex Reid, this will be the fight of his life. On tonight's show, Alex travels to the ancient home of martial arts.
Welcome to India.
He'll train in the punishing Indian wrestling style, Kushti.
Oh, cramp.
Learn new moves from a master of cutlery.
I can see that as a very flamboyant and practical move to use actually in MMA.
At the end of the show, he'll bring it all together in a contest against one of India's best MMA fighters. A challenge that will test not only his endurance,
You ready, guys?
it will find out if he really does have the will to win.
That's a wake-up call. I've got to get to work.
Alex will be training under fightmaster Daniel Isaac. He's the pioneer of Indian MMA. 2-time Indian world kickboxing champion, he's fiercely proud of India's martial arts heritage. Alex's newfound fame makes no difference. To Daniel, it's all about the fighting.
He's like any other student. So ultimately, when he comes in to learn, we're not going to look at him as a celebrity or a star or an international fighter. He's just another student coming in, getting ready for his next big fight.
Daniel takes traditional Indian martial arts and combines them into a unique and deadly form of MMA.
There's so much that actually hasn't been brought out of the jungles of India. In mixed martial arts, the element of surprise is something that can change the entire fight game.
If Alex trains hard, he could add some effective and unorthodox Indian skills to his fighting arsenal. Alex is about to travel out to India, and he's had a busy couple of weeks. He's won Celebrity Big Brother, and only 4 days ago, he got married in Las Vegas. He's only just got back home, and he's already been for a run.
I've just got back from Vegas about an hour ago, got in the house. As I'm rushing straight off Vegas, we all know what happened out there. Oh yeah, the most amazing day of my life today. There's going to be one more day amazing that when we have a little baby reignitor. I'm heading to India to learn some new fighting styles, all a surprise. I've got literally 15 minutes to pack. Oh, where do I start? Right, don't need high heels. I don't think I need nail polish either. What do I take? These mine? I don't think they are. This one makes Stephen Baldwin. Happy sobriety. And excuse me again, 1 second. Not that I'm really worried. Bye-bye, see you in 1 week.
I don't know what it's going to be like, but I'm expecting to have to rough it. The only thing I'm really anxious of is getting ill. But law of attraction, I shouldn't say that because I'll probably get ill now. I will not get ill. I will not get ill.
At the airport, Alex's manager, Colin Betteridge, is waiting to travel with him and help him train.
Should be good. You looking forward to it?
Yes.
After Alex's Big Brother win and his wedding, even the cab driver, Tony, wants to congratulate him.
See you later, fella.
Cheers, Tony.
Well done at winning the Big Brother.
Thank you. Did you vote?
No.
No!
I just watched.
Talk to the hand. Cheers, mate.
It takes Alex 12 hours to travel to the village of Bagur, 200 miles outside Mumbai. The locals love their sport, and they also love their fighting. Bagur is the home of Tiger's Gym, where Alex will be spending the next 5 days with Fightmaster Daniel and his stable of pro MMA fighters. For Alex, this will be no easy ride.
The training is definitely going to be intense, and we're looking forward to welcoming Alex with a nice warm Tiger's Gym welcome, which is definitely not with flowers and garland, but with blood, sweat and tears.
So I've never been to India, so I can add this to the list. I love travelling. I think it's the best education in the world. And actually, I'm starting to get excited about what I'm doing. I wasn't excited initially because, I was just leaving my new wife. I didn't want to leave her, but I'm actually really excited. Do a bit of extra training. And my mind is now on the fight.
And being a celebrity, of course there's a driver to pick Alex up from the airport.
I've seen some books on Indian martial arts, and they've got some very funky weapons. They're a very warrior nation. They've had a lot of fighting in their history, so their martial arts are going to be up there.
Alex meets Fightmaster Daniel in his training camp, Tiger's Gym.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, sir.
My name is Daniel Isaac.
It's a pleasure.
I'm the chief instructor for all the mixed martial arts gyms in India.
Fantastic. I'm very intrigued.
At the end of this challenge, if you're going to turn around here for a minute, at the end, I'm going to put you to train in the different Indian martial arts.
Awesome.
It's something which is very new to the world, but very old in India.
Yeah.
And at the end of the week, after 4 days, you're going to come back here and we're going to put you to a nice, interesting test. and the test is going to test your skills, whether you've been able to pick up all the traditional styles.
Wow.
This is ground zero. On this mat, you've had all the Indian champions fight for the last 9 years. And this is the place you're going to train, and this is the place that you're going to be tested at.
Wow. Look forward to this.
Yeah, sure.
And this is the man he'll be taking on at the end of the week, Dangal Singh. He's the top fighter to have trained at Tigers, and he's flown in specially from Hyderabad to take on Britain's finest. Whilst Alex is learning new skills, Dangal will be in the gym, honing his. Alex is ready for his first training session, but before he can start, there's an informal ceremony where Alex and the crew are welcomed to the gym by a selection of local dignitaries, the gym owner, and some local fight fans.
Thank you, madam.
Director Susan. Steve.
I'm very honoured and overwhelmed to be here. I'm absolutely fascinated by Indian martial arts, and I plan on taking my martial arts to conquer my next opponent in 3 months. Thank you.
After the break,
Jeez, it's tight.
Alex gets to grips with the ancient art of Kushti wrestling.
Oh, cramp.
Let's try it.
He's at the front of the crowd.
And does his best to avoid the paparazzi.
Ninja, starting. Get him out of the car.
Alex Reid has travelled 4,000 miles to Tiger's Gym to train in Indian mixed martial arts. He's realised that recent events have had an effect on his fighting.
Last week I was in Vegas, drinking, partying, getting married. Yeah, I've been doing bits here and there on the running machine and push-ups here and there, but that's not proper training for a fight. I feel soft at the moment.
Is coconut water is good for you? Want one?
Yeah, why not?
It's the first day of Alex's Indian fighting odyssey, and he's on his way to the gym. He's been on the front pages of the British tabloids for the past week, and even in the remote village of Bagur, it seems he's still big news.
Look, I am the Pied Piper. Have you heard of the Pied Piper? It's an English tale.
I know that, Piper. On the kids.
But as ever, celebrity can be short-lived. In Tiger's gym, Fightmaster Daniel has important things on his mind.
For me to put you through all your training this entire week, I need to have a look at what you're made of, all right? So you ready to show me what you're made of? Yes, sir, no, sir?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Let me see your gloves on, bro.
It's man-up time.
I need to see his combinations, his strength, his weaknesses, so that I can understand better the regime that I need to put him through over the next few days. Good break. I've pretty much got to see what I needed to see. So the first thing that we're going to go through is a very traditional, ancient Indian style. This is called Kalari.
Kalari?
Yes, it's called Kalari. Once we understand the traditions, the culture, then we're going to slowly incorporate the same techniques for our modern MMA training.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Look forward to it. Kalari.
It's actually pronounced Kalari.
Kalari.
Like the way you write color.
Traditionally, Kalari is practiced in the open air. Luckily, Tiger's gym also has an outdoor training facility.
Is that a pig or a boar?
But those are actually little pigs. People actually keep the pigs as pets.
Wow.
So they would actually clean up.
Look at those.
The drainage system.
Kalari is one of the world's oldest martial arts. Its key components are speed and agility, both essential in MMA. It's been practiced for over 3,000 years. Alex has only a few hours to learn one of the most important Kalari skills.
One of the moves that we're going to specifically work on is the Tirinu Chatam.
Tirinu Chatam.
It's actually a twisting jump. That's the move. It's also related to the way a fish would jump out of water, twist in the air, and land back in.
Oh, I like that. I can see you can use that.
Before Alex can try it out, he needs to be fully flexible, and the gym has a traditional method of preparing for a training session. A foot massage.
I've not had someone massage me with their feet before.
It's very relaxing, actually. It feels like my body's crying out for this. I feel loosening very tight areas.
With a supple body and a relaxed mind, Alex is nearly ready to train.
Can I take these off? Yeah. These pants are horrible now.
Because this is the traditional version of the martial art, traditional clothing is essential.
The important thing is that while you're training, it shouldn't fall off. So that's why the tying is the most important part.
It feels very tight.
Once we absorb the traditional training, then we're going to use what we need for the MMA.
5, 6.
Right now it looks a bit sloppy, it looks a bit stiff, but it's a working process, and we're going to make sure that he gets where he's supposed to be. This form is called the Maypet, and the Maypet is very similar to the katas of karate. And the purpose of these moves is to stretch the body, strengthen the body, give a good warm-up, and at the same time start to throw self-defense and combat moves.
After a few minutes warm-up, it's time for Alex to learn the flying fish kick. The flying fish is one of the basic Kalari moves that Daniel wants Alex to learn. Because Western fighters aren't familiar with it, he believes it could be highly effective in MMA.
The moves are very unorthodox. He's not used to doing these traditional training.
The move I've been trying to learn today, haven't quite got down yet, is Tirinu Chatam, which translates as flying fish.
Yeah.
You saw me having all sorts of trouble with it. I've got a little bit of a war wound. But, you know, I can see that as a very flamboyant and practical move to use actually in MMA.
Back in the gym, Daniel shows Alex how to apply it to his fight game. But Alex is skeptical.
Nah, that's not effective. I can see it is effective, but the way they're doing it, a guy on the bottom has got chance to escape.
Don't tell yourself that it's not going to be effective.
Yeah.
You tell yourself it is possible.
Yes.
And you're going to do it.
Yes.
Forget what you've got. When you're going back, you're going to get everything back. Right now, you're Tiger here. All right? You're doing Kalari. You're staying close. Think. Which is the best way?
I'm going to give this a damn good go. If it doesn't suit me in a few days, then I'll throw it to the wayside, but I've got to give it a try.
After his talking to from Daniel, Alex spends the next 2 hours trying to perfect his flying fish.
So he's thinking the way a regular MMA skeptic is going to think that, oh, is that going to work? He's actually going to have to get in and throw those suicide techniques. And once he throws himself in, he's actually going to get it to work. Throwing this.
Yeah.
Coming in here.
Despite all the hard practice, Alex just isn't getting it.
I'm getting frustrated with it.
I think I don't want to push him any more for today. I don't want him to get sick. I want him to rest and be ready for more training tomorrow.
The day's training is over. On the way to the accommodation, Fightmaster Daniel makes it clear there's going to be no special celebrity treatment.
For the week, there's going to be no sweet, no alcohol, no
Good.
Definitely not. This man's a married man now.
Yeah, look at that. I'm glad of that.
No drink and no fancy hotels either. Alex and manager Colin are going to sleep where visiting fighters usually stay, the local guest house.
Let's have a look.
It does the job. We've got a shower.
I hope he's got all that honeymoon stuff out of his sister.
Yeah. Trust me, I have. But you're not my type.
Glad to hear it.
The room doesn't come with a washing machine, so Alex drops a heavy hint to director Sue.
What do I do all this mucky stuff? Look at it. Look at that. Oh.
Just put your washing out and we'll do it for you, Alex.
Yeah?
I'll come back and get it.
What about my pants? They're a funny colour. Look at those. Oil. Nice.
Yeah,
you sure you want to wash my pants?
Not personally. we'll take care of it.
It's the morning of Alex's second day of Indian MMA. During the night, he's been told that pictures of yesterday's training are already in the papers back home.
I'm not happy because the Paps yesterday caught me in my orange new Indian pants fighting outfit doing Kalari, and I didn't think it looked too bad, but it was so tight around here it was sticking everything out over the top. And actually the headline was Alex Reid is pregnant, and then they did a cartoon of an alien coming out of my stomach.
Outside the guest house, the photographers are waiting, but manager Colin knows exactly how to avoid them.
I'll just block him. You two get in the car and drive off, and I'll block him, and then I'll walk down. That's easier.
Let's plug the hoodies in.
Don't know, but let's try it.
He's at the front of the car.
Right, you stop me. I'm going to open the door and give him a hand in the face, yeah? Alex Reid, ninja, darling, get him out of the car,
Today, Alex will be learning a new technique, the ancient art of Kushti wrestling. Kushti is India's biggest martial art. Less flashy than Western wrestling, it's designed to develop strength, fluidity, and the endurance to make sure the other man goes down. He'll be training under Mr. Balkwadi. He's the local Kushti expert, and he insists that all his students wear the proper clothing.
Jeez, it's tight. The costumes are a little interesting. It's pushing something in and up, which isn't that pleasant, but I think I can deal with it.
In all fighting, preparation is essential, and Mr. Balkwadi is very specific about getting his students warmed up back in the gym. Alex will be learning a move called the Hanuman throw. If he can get it right, it's a hugely effective takedown.
Good.
Leg, go, good.
These are ancient, but they're the techniques we actually train in the West.
Now he's learned the basics, Alex returns to the pit. All new students have to help prepare the wrestling surface, and Alex is definitely a new student. It's tougher than it looks, and Alex is starting to feel the effects before he's even begun wrestling.
That's tough. Oh, cramp. Look at that.
Benny?
I think because I had diarrhea, no salt.
Okay.
After all the practice, Alex can finally test his kushti for real, against an opponent in a timed wrestling bout.
Benny?
We go again.
Yeah. Yeah, right. I'm going to technique now. Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
Beaten by stomach cramps, Alex admits defeat.
Well, I've had very bad diarrhea. It's taken all of the goodness out of my body. My body's just cramping. I'm a tough guy, I can go through it, but I'm also a professional athlete, and I realise when it's good to carry on and when it's sensible to stop.
Alex has retired hurt for the day. When he returns to the guest house, manager Colin is waiting with a camera, just in time for dinner.
Right, so here we are again, in Casa de Colin and Alex, having our dinner, which is a curry, if I can find it. Alex is over there eating his, complaining about his tongue.
Cut my tongue wrestling, it really hurts.
How do you feel the week's gone so far, in terms of what you're looking to do for the weekend?
Oh, give me a break, jeez. You've got the camera on me. I don't want to talk about fighting. Stop the fight. You're going to get in there and beat someone up and end the story. Job done.
After the break, Alex gets a firm talking to from his trainer.
No, don't drop it down, Alex.
No, back it. Yo, come on.
Has his comeback in the kushti pit.
Do you know what? When I was a kid, I always played in the dirt.
And makes his debut in front of 5,000 fight fans.
It's going to be an honor for them, for Alex to do it.
Mixed martial artist Alex Reid is training for the fight of his life against Tom Kong Watson. He's travelled to India to learn traditional martial arts, and at the end of the week, he'll apply them to MMA in a punishing fight challenge. Alex has a full day's training ahead of him, and all fighters need their rest.
Cheers for that. Just what you need.
I thought nuclear war had started.
It's certainly not pleasant.
It's the third day of training, and the change of diet is starting to take effect.
I haven't had a solid poo since I've been here, but not. And my friend can't go to the toilet.
No, we're good as gold.
He just went.
All Ashford and Simpson, mate. Solid as a rock.
What's Ashford and Simpson?
Solid as a rock.
Before starting today's martial arts training, Fightmaster Daniel has organised a special yoga session to help Alex with his flexibility.
Hello, sir. What style of yoga is this?
You know, these are the proper basic yoga poses. Yes, now see.
Yoga's got multiple benefits. You can strengthen your body and your immune system, your ligaments, your tendons, but the role I'm specifically looking for is to relax and to get my joints more flexible.
Pull it hard. Feel that nothing is going to happen. Okay? Pull it hard. Hold it. Visibility and your kick.
Brilliant.
After a couple of hours of hardcore yoga, Alex is a convert.
Yoga's perfect to get you in the mood to do more training.
Yesterday, Alex had to pull out of the training with cramp. This morning's yoga means he's now in great shape, and he can't wait to get stuck into some proper kushti training.
I'm going to drill the techniques. Yesterday I didn't feel I had a fair go at it because of the cramp. Today I feel much better. Practice makes perfect. In fact, no, practice makes permanent. Perfect practice makes permanent.
Yes. Good.
After plenty of practice, Fightmaster Daniel thinks Alex is finally ready for a contest.
Be ready for resistance from their side. Try to focus, try not to lose your temper. All right?
Sure.
Good.
Welcome to India.
In a 4-minute round, both men will be trying to throw or pin the other using kushti moves. Alex must try to use the Hanuman throw he learnt yesterday. Fight on. They start off testing each other out. Alex knocks his man down. It's not a kushti move, but Alex has shown he means business. Then Alex is down. It's going to be a tight contest. Alex pulls off a kushti move. It scores. He's 1-0 up. Alex is dominant, but he hasn't used the Hanuman throw.
He's using his natural brute strength, so he's not working with the technique.
10 seconds to go, and Alex is thrown with a kushti move.
It's okay. Finish.
It's a draw.
Good. Good bout.
But Daniel wants to see Alex use more Indian skills.
He's just working on strength, and we need him to focus more on the technique.
I was trying to practice the moves. It was just so fast, he wasn't giving me an inch. So I reverted to a few things I already know, but even those were difficult.
Alex, did you ever want to do this as a kid? Play in the dirt?
Do you know what? When I was a kid, I always played in the dirt. I'd go in my best clothes, go out, and I'd come back all dirty and muddy. I feel like I am a kid again.
It's been a strenuous day in the kushti pit. And back in the guest house, Alex is feeling the physical effects.
The life of an athlete, always pain. Sometimes I wake up like, oh.
Yeah, that's the feeling.
If I stop training, I feel fantastic.
First day.
When I don't train,
Okay.
only for 2 days, I feel fantastic. But then I miss it. I need to train. It's my addiction.
It's day 4 of Alex's time at Tiger's gym. In less than 24 hours, he'll be testing his skills against the gym's best fighter. The final training session will be one-on-one with Fightmaster Daniel. It's the last chance for Alex to put it all together.
In traditional Kalari, the form that they would do would be, you know, here, here, here. They just do this.
Very comfortable.
This is all that they would do in the Kalari move, in the May pit. But the practical explanation is when you throw it on the ground.
This is the flying fish kick that Alex learnt at the start of the week in his Kalari training. Adapted for MMA, the flip gives extra power to a bruising blow to the opponent's torso.
Up. Yeah. Is that right? Ish. Body is right, legs are wrong. Better, better.
When Alex tries the move on a sparring partner, he remembers that his future opponent, Tom Watson, is already familiar with a similar technique.
I think what you're worried about is the knees.
Because I've seen Tom knock someone out in this position.
The up kick.
Yeah.
The reason he isn't thinking about throwing it is his apprehension is about his final opponent, Tom Watson. He feels that Tom Watson might use an up kick from the bottom and actually counter when he's turning. He needs to get the twist, get the body right, and the body will actually defend against an up kick.
I need to drill that a lot more, that move, before I perform it in real life battle. It's just not worth the risk at the moment.
Alex is struggling to apply the flying fish, so Daniel tries teaching him a kick that's better suited to his style.
We're used to this. Now what you're doing is slight variation. Lift it up, twist, and drop down.
Based on a Kalari technique, this is the crescent kick. To use it effectively requires balance, poise, and agility.
In round number 2, you score this kick on your opponent. I'm telling you now, I'm going to make you clinch it on round 2. No, don't drop it down, Alex. And over. And over. My only concerns and worries as Alex's trainer now is to make sure that he's ready for all 3 rounds of the challenge. I don't want him to be over-prepared for one particular round and then have the option of failing in another round.
As much as I am enjoying this, but I'm also feeling it now. It's tough, you know. Just want to be fit. Gonna be fit for Saturday.
Stiff and tired, there's no more training before tomorrow's fight challenge. This afternoon, there's an event going on nearby that Daniel wants Alex to attend to learn more about what it means to be an Indian fighter.
Well, we're going to take you today to a Kushti tournament. It's village rules. Let's go experience what the atmosphere is like. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be energetic.
This is a traditional Kushti tournament where fighters from all over the region come to pit themselves against each other. It's fiercely competitive, and Alex is amazed at the turnout.
Oh my goodness, look at all these people.
For once, Alex isn't here to fight. He's guest of honor.
What they're going to do now is the organizer is going to have a special bout, and they want Alex to referee and begin the bout. It's going to be an honor for them, for Alex to do it.
Alex Reid.
One, good.
Hey!
Come at the back and watch.
Come on the back. He has to get both shoulders on the ground.
Both shoulders on the ground.
Hey! That was it.
Just like in most Western fights, the referee gets to raise the victor's hand.
Yeah. All excited. Grab him. The pandemonium, oh my goodness. I wouldn't say it's like the biggest fencing scandal's ever happened here, but I've caused quite a stir. It's like there's 5,000–6,000 people. It's mad.
After the excitement of the tournament, Daniel reminds Alex of the test that he faces tomorrow.
I need you to understand the seriousness of this fight challenge.
Oh, I do.
It's important for you to stay focused and display the best of your abilities that we've tried to bring out.
Keep calm.
Through this entire competition. All the best, Alex, and let's get it on.
Thank you.
After the break, Alex prepares for his fight challenge.
I don't really want to talk to anybody. I just want to get on with it.
And we find out if Alex's fitness
You ready, guys?
can hold up against the might of Indian MMA.
I've got the techniques, but they're not coming out because of my fitness. That guy's fit.
For the last 4 days, Alex Reid has been training at India's Tigers Gym in the traditional fighting techniques of Kalari and Kushti wrestling. He's been taught to apply them to mixed martial arts by fight master Daniel Isaac. He's been thrown, stretched,
Brilliant.
trampled,
Body's crying out for this.
suffered injury, and been pushed to the point of exhaustion.
Getting frustrated with it.
It's day 5 and the morning of Alex's final fight challenge. He's got to bring all his new fighting skills together and show that he's absorbed the week's training. Just like before any fighting contest, Alex has to find his inner focus.
I don't really want to talk to people. People keep coming in and I'm like... I'm polite, but I'm like, I don't really want to talk to anybody. I just want to get on with it.
He won't be alone for long, though. Alex's presence in the village of Bagur has caused quite a stir, and the locals are out in force. The challenge is a big deal, and even Alex's walk to the arena gets the full ceremonial treatment.
The good thing is that Alex is a very good learner. He is a professional, and a very positive thing in Alex, which I saw myself, is that he's very, very humble and is ready to learn. The guy who's going to help me to put Alex to the test, he is Dangal Singh.
Fightmaster Daniel has selected him specially to give Alex the strongest opponent possible.
He has a very attractive fight record. He's just had 8 fights, but all 8 fights are wins and all by knockouts in the first round.
He's big, strong and super fit. Alex is going to have a fight on his hands.
Dangal Singh is a very, very tough fighter, very disciplined, but very good in his technique. He's been training with us for 1.5 years, and he's an excellent athlete, and he's going to be the one to put Alex to the test.
To pass the test, Alex will have to get past Dangal.
A lot of people who know Alex already over these 5 days, they've actually bonded with him. So the half of the people, I'm sure, are going to cheer for Alex and the other half for Dangal Singh. इस कॉर्नर में मिस्टर Alex Reid. दूसरा कॉर्नर Dangal Singh.
Before they start, Fightmaster Daniel explains the rules of the challenge.
I want you to demonstrate your skill and technique. You ready, guys?
Each round will be scored on points by a panel of expert MMA judges, including Daniel's wife. Daniel will factor the scores into his final decision. He's looking for Alex to try as many Indian moves as he can and demonstrate the Tiger's Gym fighting spirit. The first round is grappling. Alex must try to use the Kushti takedowns and throws he's learned to impress the judges. Fight! That's the Hanuman throw, one of the moves the judges are looking for.
Full point! Full point!
Dangal has Alex in a headlock. Usually his strength and fitness would mean Alex could easily break the hold.
In the back of my mind, like, oh, am I fit? I'm not fit. I know I'm not fit. Just relax. Your experience, that'll carry you through.
And experience counts as Alex is turned.
But I've got his back and whoosh, sunk the rear naked.
And still manages to get Dangal in a chokehold.
Point, up. In round 1, I think he scored higher. Alex used the Kushti Hanuman move, which in my scorecard is a success.
Between rounds, Dangal gets a 1-minute break. But for this challenge, Alex is given no such luxury. To really put him to the test, there's no rest for Alex. Instead, Fightmaster Daniel makes him undergo physical endurance exercises. The first is taking bruising kicks to the torso.
Whew, I felt it. While he's been sitting down, I've been getting kicked.
Second round, kicking above the waist, punches to the body. No low kicks, no punches to the head.
Round 2, and it's stand-up fighting using kicks and punches. If Alex can use the Kalari techniques he's learned during the week, the judges will award extra points. 10 seconds into the round, and Dangal executes a perfect spin kick. To avoid injury to either man, strikes to the head and groin are not allowed, and both fighters have to control the power of their blows.
Control the power! Control the power!
And the guy was powerful. He hit me with some bloody hard kicks.
Alex has landed a kick, but it's to Dangal's groin, and Fightmaster Daniel is quick to issue a reprimand.
Time out. Warning?
Yes.
Be careful.
Yes. Hi.
Any fighter, when he gets a kick to the groin, is allowed up to 5 minutes to recover.
Alex tries a Kalari crescent kick. It doesn't connect, but it could help Alex impress the judges.
But the thing is, the guy's experienced. And every time I went for it, he'd come out of range, so it didn't look that great.
Fighter back the corners! In the second round, I think his scoring was a little lower than Dangal in the kicks. There were 2 warnings. One was Alex had given a kick to the groin of Dangal, and so there was 1 warning there, and there was another warning for Dangal's power. So there's 2 negative points on the overall score.
The second round didn't go well for Alex, but before he gets a chance to pull it back in the third, he must undergo another grueling exercise.
I've got to stand here in horse stance with the buckets.
Alex's fitness has been a worry throughout the week. If he can get through a round of Indian MMA after this test, then Daniel and the judges will be impressed.
I was properly in the zone. There wasn't any acting. I was like, some people were saying I had a weird face, a war face. Who knows?
Round 3 is going to be semi-contact MMA. There will be no knockouts allowed. There will be no knockouts allowed.
In this third and final round, Alex must bring it all together and combine the traditional Indian martial arts with his own MMA. Even though he's bruised and exhausted, Alex stays in the fight.
Watch the heads, guys, watch the heads.
He's struggling to incorporate any of the Indian moves he's learned, but he doesn't give up and falls back on his normal MMA skills.
Thank goodness I got him down on top, and I was delivering some punches.
Maybe for this particular test, I would be disappointed that he wasn't able to use the traditional techniques, but as an all-round fighter, he was able to stand clear, focus, and not allow his opponent to take too much advantage of him. So I would say that he did well as a fighter, but maybe as a traditional test, a bit disappointed in the last round.
As the judges tot up their scores, Alex realizes that the last few weeks in the Big Brother house and the wedding in Las Vegas may have taken their toll.
Wow, that was a very good test. A wake-up call. I've got the techniques, but they're not coming out because of my fitness. That guy's fit. I hadn't been tested like that for 3 months. You need to be tested like that every other week. I've got to get to work.
Daniel has the judges' scores and is ready to make his decision. Has Alex fought well enough to pass Daniel's Indian MMA test?
Both the fighters have displayed very good skill, technique, focus, and control. Alex Reid, you have trained for the last 5 days. You have been through a grueling test. Because of your fighting spirit, I will pass you in the fight challenge.
Yes! Alex has passed the Indian MMA challenge. Just.
It's a relief. It's a relief. Thank you. Thank you.
As well as picking up some new Indian moves, he's learned a valuable lesson.
I'm looking forward to see you winning the Tom Watson fight hands down.
Yes.
But the key to winning it would be to work on your conditioning, to make sure you're fit enough, and make sure that you come into that fight with the same focus, concentration, and control that you executed today.
Yeah, I've grown from this experience. The main thing, what I've realised, I've got to get some serious conditioning on.
What does his future opponent, Tom Watson, think?
I'm training in what I'm doing, and if I thought Christie Wrestling was going to win me the fight, I'd be out in India, not in Montreal, doing what I'm doing. So, you know, I'm going to win the fight. It's pretty simple.
Next time on The Fight of His Life, Alex gets used to being a cover star.
My winky shine a little bit. Get a winky out.
Travels to San Diego to train in original African fighting skills.
Good! You know.
All to get in shape for his upcoming battle with Watson.
Look, Tom Kong Watson, I have to give to you. I can't receive. The Lord says it's so.
And for more behind-the-scenes footage of Alex training for the fight of his life, which will now happen later this year due to injury, head to bravo.co.uk.